Hi everyone, and welcome to XCOM Chimera Squad announcement reaction video. So, as you might or might not know, if you've been living under a rock, XCOM Chimera Squad was announced yesterday, and it's a brand new XCOM game, and not only there's a gameplay video available, the game itself is coming out in less than 2 weeks, on April the 24th. So in this video we are going to take a look at the gameplay trailer and see what we can expect from Chimera Squad. Let's go then! Okay, so immediately there, we saw what looked like a regular XCOM soldier with a sectoid right behind him. And here we got a bit of a derpy looking mutant. He does look really derpy, I have to say. That was like basically my first reaction. And yep, again, XCOM members and a sectoid on the right.
XCOM Chimera Squad is a brand new turn-based tactics game in the acclaimed XCOM series. In XCOM 2, players led the resistance against the alien rulers of Earth and their puppet government. 5 years later, Earth is liberated, and humans and aliens must forge an uneasy peace. Welcome to City 31, where former combatants live side by side, with unity hanging in the balance.
Okay, so my immediate reaction was that it's a bit of an XCOM Apocalypse-inspired game, and I quite liked XCOM Apocalypse. Whether it's going to be similar or not remains to be seen, but it's an interesting concept, having aliens fight alongside with humans.
This game follows Chimera Squad, an elite team of human and alien agents chosen for their abilities and dedication.
So yeah, we already see that we will get to use some of the abilities that aliens had in XCOM 2.
Pure City 31.
Which makes sense.
Chimera Squad's success will keep the city safe, but their failure will mean renewed violence.
Alright, so let's pause here for a moment. This looks like the equivalent of like the Earth view in XCOM 2. So here we can see the city, and it seems to be divided into 9 smaller areas. We can see that there are field teams that can be placed. We have one in the top right, security rank 1, and all the other areas say no field team. So I assume this is going to be one of the core mechanics on the strategic view right here. And we see different types of missions. We have an orange and a purple one. Investigate progeny presence in the bottom right corner. So that looks like some kind of bigger goal. And we have an actual objective in the top left corner, uncover hidden operation in Renova. So Renova Heights in the top right. This seems to be one of the campaign objectives right here.
Part of the game are Chimera Squad's...
Yeah, here we got a mission, difficulty difficult, 65 credits reward, and -1 unrest in downtown district. And yes, we can see like 1 unrest right there, right next to downtown. So that seems to be one of the main mechanics, again on the strategic view. And on top we have city anarchy. I assume this will somehow be influenced by unrest in each district.
Tactical operations, where the agents...
Yeah, here we had the squad setup.
Combat in the city. Each of these battles are divided into encounters.
Okay, so each mission will be divided into potentially several encounters.
Breach mode is a key new feature to combat. This phase begins each encounter.
Right, so that's a brand new feature, Breach mode.
And allows you to choose Chimera Squad's entry points and agent turn.
And it seems each mission will start with Breach mode, where you basically enter a building or the area. And there are all kinds of tactical possibilities here that we can see. We have 3 different points of entry, side window, and that will result in low visibility. Enemies will be harder to hit. Main door, where we got delayed scan. Last unit through this entrance is marked until the end of the encounter. So we can put someone tanky last, and he will be marked. And then side window, with surprise. Successful shots on enemies during a breach will stun. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. I assume there will be a lot of these types of effects. And it looks like we can actually change the order, because there are arrows next to each point of entry. Side window is currently 1, but I assume the arrows mean that you can change the order.
Burst in, get the drop on enemies.
Yeah, here we have
Unleash
actual
devastating
shots on
special
breach from the looks of it. Let me pause for a second. Yeah, we have 5 enemies in here, and it looks like each squad member can take a shot upon breach. Breach fire down there. And we can see some bonuses. Aim, weapon range, and the bonus to crit right now.
The tactical choices you...
Here we have some more breach points with more positive effects, good visibility. All units entering here will get plus 25 aim during the breach, so that seems pretty powerful, at least in XCOM 2 terms. Successful shots on enemies will crit, that's another pretty damn powerful one. But only one person can enter there. Only one person can use the ladder, one person can use grapple point, and one person can use the other grapple point.
You make during a breach can set the tone for the
Yeah, so there are 4 squad members.
entire encounter. Will you head to cover or engage with targets? Will agents operate solo or work together? Do you concentrate...
There's the codex. And it does look like you have more than one option during the actual breach, once you actually initiate it. Right here we can either take a shot or run into cover from the looks of it. I assume there will be more possibilities.
Fire on the most threatening enemy, or do you try to take down multiple weaker targets first? Either way, don't
And the areas seem to be pretty small. Like this room right here. I don't know if this is going to be like the entire play area of one sub-encounter or whatever you want to call it. But it does look like each mission will be divided into several potentially really small parts. Like a room. Like right here. Or a small building.
Some encounter.
Here we got some more effects. First impression. First unit through this entrance is guaranteed to land their shot. That is pretty nice. The middle one has a negative effect, enemies are harder to hit. And side window, all units entering here get plus 3 mobility for 1 round. So that seems pretty good for anyone who relies on melee or shotgun to the face. Regardless of what kind of game it is, shotgun to the face always works.
Runners have multiple breach points to choose from, each with distinct advantages and disadvantages. Some breach points are only accessible by specific agent abilities or equipment.
Okay, that's interesting. So some of the breach points will be limited. Like there we had a Viper entering a breach point, and it sounds like there will be special equipment which will be required for some of them.
All units' turns are interleaved, which means...
Okay, so that's another huge difference compared to XCOM 2. We have a timeline on the right side, and units will move in order. I assume that will open up some possibilities for manipulating that order, but that's just literally my guess. And we can see some skills at the bottom there. I see what looks like a flashbang grenade, some kind of like a shield or something, and the third one from the left.
Squad agents and
Not sure what that is.
alternate turns in a single timeline. Turn order is an important aspect of your tactical plan. Knowing which enemy and agent will act next will be crucial in dealing with threats. This timeline presents new
Okay, Soulfire right there, that was a sonic attack.
Some agents and enemies can change units' places in the timeline.
Yeah, right there. So you will be able to manipulate the order in the timeline.
Chimera Squad.
This will change a lot in terms of tactics. So this game will play quite differently compared to XCOM 2.
Has an ability called Team Up.
Team Up. Okay, so coordinate with a target ally moving their turn next on the timeline. The Team Up ability is shared between the entire squad and can only be used once per mission. Okay. So you can have anyone in your squad take their turn immediately. Like that guy at the bottom, who's currently 7th, you could move him all the way to the front of the timeline.
Once per mission, you can choose a member of your squad to jump right to the top of the terminal.
Yep, right there.
This can
Blue
allow you
blood.
to get an agent to safety or to get the drop on an enemy. Agents who take a beating and lose all their hit points start bleeding out. Another agent must then stabilize their ally.
Okay, so that's also a bit different.
Stabilized agents remain unconscious for the rest of the battle. If an agent bleeds out entirely, the mission fails and must be restarted.
So you actually can't have anyone die, or the mission fails. Interesting.
Keeping your agents healthy and in the field is critical, as agent abilities synergize with each other in different ways. Each agent has a unique set of skills that they can bring to the team. Some agents can destroy an
Seriously though, I can't get over how derpy this mutant looks.
enemy's cover to give the rest of the squad a better chance.
It's his eyes, they are like way too big.
Other agents can forcibly move units, triggering an ally's overwatch or pulling an ally to safety. Some agents can even shield a teammate.
Okay, so that was an ability that can shield another team member
Equipment
from the
can
looks of
provide
it.
additional abilities to any
Hey,
agent.
explosives!
The unique
Or
and
rather,
varied
weapon
skills-
disabled? That looked like a grenade that will disable everyone's weapons. Now we are the Codex, apparently.
Chimera Squad will provide endless opportunities for tacticians.
Alright.
Every mission begins and ends at HQ, your hub for all operations. New missions and their potential.
Okay, so we have city map, assembly, spec ops, training, armory, supply, and investigation. It looks like investigation will have something to do with campaign objectives. We can see an objective in the top left corner, uncover hidden operation in Renova. I assume that's what investigation is for. And on top we have city anarchy. So that's basically like the doom counter from the looks of it. Once that reaches full, I assume you fail. And we have 3 resources, Elerium, Intel, and credits. Again, in the top right corner. And right here, looks like we got 6 squad members total. And we can take 4 of them?
Potential rewards can be viewed in the city map. Chimera Squad can embark on some missions immediately. Investigations can speed progress towards critical
Okay, yeah, +2 base towards operation reveal.
missions. Some missions may not have the most tantalizing rewards, but need to be prioritized for other reasons.
Okay, for the Elerium, -2 unrest in Angler's Point district. It does look like mentioning unrest will be a pretty damn important part of the game.
Like lowering the level of unrest. Each district in the city has its own unrest score. If any
Yep.
district score maxes out, the unrest of the entire city will rise.
Like I thought.
If overall city unrest reaches a critical level, Chimera Squad will fail their campaign, and the model city of unification will be consumed in chaos and violence.
Alright then. HQ
Promote any
facilities.
agents who ranked up during their last encounter in the armory. Promotions give agents new
Okay, abilities. We got 5 ranks, from what I can see. Deputy Agent, Field Agent, Special Agent, Senior Agent, and Principal Agent. And here we got the derpy looking mutant, Axiom. He has some abilities there. Smash, Rage, Battering Ram, Shrug It Off, Adrenal Surge, and Psych Up. And he has a scar, Shell Shocked. Yeah, looks like that's some kind of debuff that I assume maybe you will get when you get knocked unconscious, start bleeding out, something like that. And there's also like a robot in the top right corner, next to other team members. And you can see description of one of his abilities, Quake. Axiom leaps up and slams the ground, destroying nearby cover and damaging nearby units. 1 use per mission. Yeah, looks like there will be some pretty damn powerful abilities that can be only used once per mission. This is like the 3rd one we've seen in this trailer.
abilities to use in the field. You can also adjust their
Okay, primary weapon, armor, breach item, utility item. So it's pretty obvious from this that there will be special breach items that you will be able to use during the breach phase.
equipment here. Stock up on your equipment at supply and the scavenger's market. Supply is always open for business.
Okay, that is quite a few different items. Medkit. I assume that's pretty much the same as in regular XCOM. It seems to be. Costs 30 credits, and we currently have 175 in the top right corner. Ceasefire grenade. We saw that earlier. The grenade that disables enemies' weapons. I assume that's the ceasefire grenade. Tracer rounds, trunk rounds, mortal inducer, no idea what that is. Breaching charge, so that's obviously a breach item. Auto keycard, that's probably also a breach item. Android, and some armor additions.
But lacks some of the more exotic goods the scavenger's market is no.
Okay, scavenger market. Mortal inducer, right there. Target ally gains 2 actions immediately. Does not affect the target's cooldowns. Oh, that is really powerful. We have stock, one of my favorites, and scope. So these are basically XCOM 2
to offer.
modifications.
However, the scavenger's market only
And yeah, the market will be
occasionally.
only
It may
open
not
once in a
always
while.
be around when you need it. At the assembly, you can create items and upgrades for sale at the store. You'll need to research patterns.
Okay, assembly. So that's kind of research combined with engineering, sort of.
Before you can build them.
In progress, modular weapons. 1 turn, day, whatever. Okay. Cost 25 Elerium. Agents can equip weapon mods in the armory. New XCOM supply item. Autoloader, stock, expanded magazine. Yeah, so this is basically research.
If you want to avoid being down an agent mid-mission, you can build androids to fill in for unconscious allies.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's why that android is up there in the top right corner. Because you can actually use an android instead of an agent.
You can upgrade these androids and change their equipment, but they don't have special abilities. If an agent is critically wounded, they may develop a scar.
Yeah, here's another team member. Chaining Jolt, Hack Door, Combat Scanners, Voltaic Arc, Stasis Field, High Voltage, Capacitor Discharge, Reprogram. So some of these abilities are, I assume, similar to their XCOM 2 equivalents. Like Capacitor Discharge, there's literally Capacitor Discharge in XCOM 2. I assume that's going to be similar.
Which will lower a key stat. Assigning an agent to training will repair the scar, if you can afford to have the agent out of commission for a few days.
Right, so scars are basically debuffs that you will get, and you can remove them right here. Remove the agent's sluggish dodge scar.
Training can give an uninjured agent improved stats or even new abilities.
Okay.
Spec Ops can be used to send a single agent out to gain resources or for other strategic goals, like lowering the level of unrest in various districts.
Yeah,
of
reduce
City
unrest
31.
in all districts.
Chimera Squad must prevent anarchy at all costs. City 31 is the first step toward a unified future. A lot is riding on the shoulders of Chimera Squad. A lot is riding on you.
Okay, so Chimera Squad is coming out on April 24th. I have to say, I'm quite intrigued. So this seems to be what's basically a side project. A side project made by a smaller team, while the main XCOM team works on, well, we can only assume what they are working on. But this looks pretty interesting. It looks like it will have some very different mechanics compared to XCOM 2. And I know some people will probably be disappointed because I know everyone expected XCOM 3 announcement at some point this year, myself included. I've been waiting for the next big XCOM game to be announced. But it's pretty clear that this is not it. I hope this is because the next XCOM game, the actual, the next big XCOM game will be so big that they need extra time to work on it. And so they did a side project right here. But I have to say, all that aside, I am actually quite excited to check this out. It looks like it will play very differently, but it still has that XCOM vibe. So I'm definitely going to enjoy that. Variety is welcome as far as I'm concerned. And the bridge mechanics look quite intriguing as well. And I'm curious what they will come up with as far as abilities go that will work with the new, like, the timeline mechanic. Because they already said in this trailer that there will be abilities that will manipulate the order on the timeline. So I have to say, and I assume it's going to be moddable, because XCOM has been super moddable, XCOM 2 at least. So I assume it will be no different here. There's some good potential for mods. I have no idea how big the game is going to be, but it does look like it's like a more bite-sized XCOM experience. And hey, it's coming out on April the 24th, so we'll find out pretty damn soon how exactly it plays. I, for one, am certainly looking forward to it. Some variety is very much welcome. And this has been my first impressions reaction video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about this announcement. I have to say, my actual initial reaction, especially when I saw the non-gameplay trailer, because there's the non-gameplay trailer, which I didn't show here, my initial reaction was, wait, what? Especially when I saw aliens fighting alongside humans. Like, I assumed that that's like post-war, and something is going to happen there, but it was still like a bit of a wait, what moment. Either way, that's going to be the end of this video, so thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think so far, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully we'll get a chance to play it soon. Bye bye.